Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned, we are going to learn about infrared saunas, and we have Brian Montez here with JNH Lifestyles. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So when I came across the subject matter, I'm like, wow, I think I have heard of it, but I never really realized you could have something in your home. But before we get into something like that, tell me a little bit about your company.
So JNH Lifestyles is an infrared sauna manufacturer and distributor. So we're located in Ontario, California. The business itself has been around for over 30 years. Wow. We have distribution in New Zealand, Australia, here in the US, and in Canada as well.
Okay. Now, as I mentioned, you never would think you could have something like this in your home. Has it always been that situation, or has it only been in maybe like spas or some places that have saunas?
Infrared saunas for the home started to become a lot more prevalent in the early 2000s.
Okay.
Right up until then, infrared saunas have been around before that, but not built for home, assembly and installation.
Gotcha.
Right, you went to the spa or you did it somewhere else. So
right.
Early 2000s is really when we saw it become more prevalent.
And what exactly is the difference between the saunas? So we have infrared, or you have a traditional steam sauna. So what are the differences? Correct.
Well, steam, obviously using the water, right? So much different experience. When you go into a steam sauna, you're not able to stay in it as long, simply just with all the steam coming in and the ability to breathe, right? So that's a 15 or 20 minute experience.
Right.
The infrared sauna gives you different health benefits than from what a steam sauna does.
Okay.
Right? An infrared sauna is designed to heat the body, right? And so from there, we know we believe there's a lot of health benefits that flow from the use of the infrared sauna.
Right.
And the infrared sauna allows you to stay in the sauna longer. You can have up to a 60-minute session 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh, and what are the benefits of maybe staying in longer?
Sure, so some of the benefits of using an infrared sauna: detoxification, pain management, improved cardiovascular health. Those are 3 of the primary ones that come to mind. And then management of blood pressure.
Wow.
Right, so yeah, there's a variety of different things that an infrared sauna can do from a health benefit standpoint.
So the science background behind the infrared sauna, now just the actual infrared itself. I mean, I do know that therapists use that sometimes if you've got some ligament tears or muscle problems.
Right.
So going beyond that though, cardiovascular, how is that actually working?
Well, because the heat, as it heats that body up, it's getting the blood flow moving more.
Okay.
Right, so you come out of that sauna and you've got, you've been sweating, you've got all those toxins coming out, and that blood is flowing and circulating.
Okay.
Right, so that increased circulation is a result of using the sauna.
That is remarkable. Now let's talk about the actual saunas themselves.
Okay.
And how you are fitting them in the home, because I'm thinking something large, especially if you're going to lie down or sit down or however. So tell me a little bit about some of the sizes. So
we have sizes that fit anywhere from what we call a 1-person up to a 4-person.
Oh, wow.
So that's the range.
Okay.
Right. So for the 1 and 2-person, they are very small. They take up very small square footage.
Okay.
And they're designed for that, smaller home that's going to be 1,000 to 2,000 square feet.
Okay.
It also will run off your existing 15 ampage, so you don't have to worry about changing your electrical outlets if you buy a 1 or a 2-person unit.
Okay.
And then the assembly of it, it's tongue and groove assembly. So they basically, you lay your floor down, you put your back wall up, your sides slide in, and then everything is connected with screws. So it can be assembled in less than 45 minutes on average.
Is it heavy?
The 1 and 2-persons, I mean, obviously, there's some girth to it.
Okay.
Right, so a 1 and 2-person sauna can be assembled in about 45 minutes.
Okay.
We would like to see 2 people assemble it.
Okay.
But it's designed to be DIY, right? It's a simple assembly. You don't need a lot of tools to assemble it.
Okay.
And from that point, for the Southern California region, we do offer an additional service.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we have delivery and installation where we can offer.
Good.
So we can come into the home and do the installation and set it all up.
Okay.
And show the person how to use the sauna.
That's perfect, because many of our residents may not be able to do that based on just if it's weird, if it's hard for them to move it around and that kind of thing. So that's good. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Sustainability. So the wood that you use is actually from somewhere else.
That is correct. So we source our wood from Canada, from regenerative forest. So for us, making sure that our supply chain is as environmentally sound as it can be is a core focus of ours. Okay. So we source our wood from Canada, from the regenerative forest, and our wood's not treated, it's all natural. So when that sauna comes into the home, it has no chemicals on it. It's not been treated. This is natural wood.
Okay.
Right? And so somebody could stain the outside if they wanted to. That's okay. But we provide it completely natural. And then at the factory level, we make sure we use up everything we can. So even the sawdust, we've started a program where the sawdust is now being utilized to make the cat pellets for, cat litter.
Oh.
Right? So we're looking at everything that we can do so that there's no waste coming out.
I thought you were going to say mulch.
Nope, not
because
mulch.
sometimes you wonder if some of that stuff doesn't end up in mulch.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah, it may, but that's interesting. Little cat pellets, I had no idea. Now, what if somebody wanted to sort of take a test drive? What do you do? I mean, can they come to your facility in Ontario and check it out? Or?
We're starting to open that up again. We do have some saunas set up in a small showroom in Ontario, so
Okay.
we could arrange for that if they wanted to do that.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Now, I understand that for our residents, you are providing a special discount for them.
Yes, we are. So the discount code is going to be plastered everywhere. So they just take that discount code and they can either go online to make a purchase or they can call in and talk to one of our support specialists.
Well, I'm glad because it's a really interesting subject matter because when you think about, like I mentioned, going into a location and maybe they have something like that. It's just like when a lot of those machines were becoming very popular where it was really cold. That became very popular. So I'm imagining it's something that's like this, which is kind of an alternative medicine to either opioids or any kind of medication you may take for cholesterol or cardiovascular, that kind of thing. So is that kind of how you guys position it a little bit?
Yeah, it's preventative, right?
Preventative.
It's used for preventative. It's used for long-term health care. It's used for health and well-being. Because not only does it have the health benefits, it's also a sanctuary, right? You can go in there and relax, right? So relaxation and just being able to decompress at the end of the day or middle of the week. And we're seeing a lot of sports athletes start to use the saunas as well, right? Because it's good for the recovery.
Yes.
So the aches, the pain. So if you're working in the yard all day and in the evening, all of a sudden you're like, oh, my back hurts.
Well, why wouldn't you use it just in addition to your therapy already?
Exactly.
Right. So maybe you'll get better quicker.
Have it complement your therapy.
Exactly. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much for the information. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Okay. And remember that if you want more information regarding JNH Lifestyle saunas, you can call them and don't forget to mention Laguna 5 for your discount. We'll be right back after this.